Ciao. Welcome to episode 654 of my film review show / podcast. Movies are art. It will come to no surprise of myself that upon last episode of my reveal of sorts that this week's showing was going to detail something a bit grotesque and horrific. But I imagine that many of you did not foresee what the outcome of that would be. No. Especially not after our A24 film review marathon. No. You never saw this coming. That I would lower myself to the stoop of those common, insignificant, peonic fools and talk about a comic book film. Not just any comic book film, one of which has been in the works for nigh 25 years. And that film is Black Adam. Although I did not partake in any theatrical showings of the film, nor did I partake in illicit activities online to witness this grotesque insult to the foundation of cinema, I will talk about it anyway, based on footage I have seen broadcast upon television and web screen via the so-called trailers that the general public loves to call. This film is an absolute insult to the art of cinema. And not just the art of cinema, but the art in general. Black Adam, if you're unaware, is based off of a comic book. The intellectual property farms hosted by the likes of Disney and Warner Brothers. But this is no ordinary comic book picture. At least I would assume not, as I do not partake in such silly dilly-dallyings. I'm far too busy talking about actual art. Black Adam stars none other than Dwayne Johnson, who the populace of filmgoers may know as The Rock. The Rock has been cast in this role as Black Adam for the past 20-some-odd years. This film has been in what the lesser film reviewers and critics like to dub production hell. I personally prefer Dante's cinematic Esplosione. But that's just me. This film should have never left the rotten grave it stepped its foot out of. It should have remained in the ground for the rest of time until the heat death of the universe and the destruction of the great tortoise shell in which we all reside upon. But it didn't. Warner Brothers had their way. The Rock has been boasting about a hierarchy change in the DC cinematic expanded universe. And lo, here we are! Let's take a look at the trailer.
I'm not peaceful.
And that is what we have to work with, ladies and gentlemen. No, nothing really there to warrant an expression of self, an expression of ideas, of protest upon society. Just fabricated violence for a idiotic, sloth-ridden audience. Why would I ever watch this? I wouldn't. I would never. I haven't. Because I am better than this. I know what true art is. I know what expression is upon film. And this is not it. This is not art. Because movies are art. Movies allow someone to express their inner turmoils, express their thoughts, their feelings, their actions upon this world, how they think society should be just, how they think society should be unjust. A plethora of ideas expounded upon and sponged across the universe. That is film. That is cinema. And this is not that.
Here we go.
The Rock and those who worked with this upon here created the ever-present phallic superhero that we see again and again. Someone who sees might as equaling right. And that's not cinema. That's not art. This film is not sesquipedalian like those I've reviewed in previous episodes, so I really do not have much to go off of. But what I do have to go off of is sadness. There's no triumph here. No true changing of any sort of hierarchy. That can't be done in a film such as this. That cannot be done in a superhero film of comic book whimsy. That has to be done by a director who cares, by a writer who puts themselves into the work, by a best boy who knows exactly what to do, by a gaffer who has been working all day to save his family from hunger, by a makeup artist who has been training for the past 45 years. That is what art is. Not this. Not this disgusting insult to cinema. I hope that you didn't expect this to be as long as previous episodes, nearing upon 3 hours or so. I doubt it, or we'll even reach a quarter of that. Because there's nothing here. Nothing. Nothing, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing to discuss. There's nothing to say. There is nothing to elect upon this film. No deeper meanings. No methods of theorization. No nothing. Absolutely nothing. Like the deep space of the universe around us, the great cosmos. But yes, it is not as beautiful. And yes, it is not as amazing to gaze upon on a dark night sky as you gaze upon it with your love in your arms and a cool, nice glass of wine in hand. I give Black Adam 1 Truffaut out of 86. And that is my review for this episode of Movies Are Art. Join me next week when we pick up another horrorized film. Man Bites Dog, a Belgian classic. And stay tuned after that, because it is not going to be just one episode or one film an episode. It's going to be two. Back in the old, uncivilized days, they would call this a 2-in-1 classic of the drive-thru. Because, in addition to Man Bites Dog, I am also going to be in-depth reviewing for the 16th time Federico Fellini's La Dolce Vita. I hope you stick around and stay tuned for my next picture. Stay wise, stay film, stay art. Here's what this episode was making fun of, if you're very unaware, which I'm sure you are.